that we have a 10-point lead. Like I'd say there's about 9 games this year that we could have won with better time management, better clutch time, and just better coaching in general. So you know I I I knew that lead was going to get given up. It always does in the fourth.
Yeah, it was it's tough when you have a lead in the fourth quarter with like 10 minutes left, a 10-point lead, and you just know you're going to lose the game. Like what world are you living in? And
Yeah,
I mean, so I want to touch on that Anthony Edwards shot cuz you look at the angles, you look like wow, that was such a close shot to going in, but when you really dive deeper into that shot and the play, I feel like that was just not the right shot.
it was
And
a terrible decision in
I
my
wouldn't
opinion.
say terrible. It wasn't the best situation. And
See,
maybe if we're talking the Lakers game, maybe that was a good shot because Ant was on
yeah,
fire. He had five
yeah.
threes in that game. I think. He did. He did 5 threes. But when he hadn't made a 3 yet, it just doesn't make much sense when you have the leading shot blocker in the NBA on you on a pick and roll with Cat. So think about it like this. If the leading shot blocker in the whole league is out on the 3-point line on Anthony Edwards, who's guarding Cat?
Probably Brogdon. I think I didn't see the exact play because I was a little frustrated from it, but there's a couple reasons why that was not the play.
Mhm.
First of all, Anthony Edwards, love the dude. Like he's finally breaking out of his shell, but he was shooting bad today. He had a bad game, so obviously I don't think you want to go to him right there in clutch time. Second of all, I like the pick and roll,
Yep.
but you
Best
need to
play we
feed
got.
that ball in the cat. You need to feed the ball in the cat, and cat either goes up with it or kicks it out to Malik, and that's your shot. Or even an open Ant. Um, and it's just I don't know. I don't know why he took a fadeaway to the right shot as well. I don't know why. Obviously, Miles Turner was on him, but he could have did a little step back or something. But it seems like he just forced a kind of just a leaning shot to the right. Obviously, it was a good shot. It shot wise, it was a good shot. Like
He
he
looked well.
got
Yep.
good rotation on it. It hit the back of the rim and it just didn't go in. And that exact moment, the pessimistic Timberwolves fan came out in me. I said, "Well, we just lost the game." Like after he missed that shot, I knew it. I knew we were not going to close that thing out in overtime because the Pacers, I think, are 6-1 in overtime now this year.
Yeah, we couldn't stop them. They scored I don't know the exact stat, but it felt like they scored every single time down the court. Like we just couldn't stop them, whether it was Sabonis or Brogdon. It just seemed like they consistently could just get a bucket anytime. And the problem with the Timberwolves is we can't do that. We go on these little runs here and there, but we just can't consistently get a bucket. And
Yeah,
the
we can't
last thing
stop a bucket. Like
we
that's
can't stop a bucket. The last thing I want to touch on that Anthony Edwards shot. This is I guess for me, what I wanted to see was I wanted to see Ant get going downhill. Because once he starts going downhill and gets to the rim, then you put the refs in a situation. Are you going to call a foul? Because if there's going to be a situation like that, I feel like that's just the best chance you have is getting fouled at the rim, especially with the way Ant has been getting fouled lately. I feel like that would have been a much
yeah,
better
it's
situation.
just too bad that that was such a good game in the fourth. Like as from outs, obviously as a Timberwolves fan, we were all very frustrated. But such a good game from an outsider fan perspective, and like it just ends on a play where I it just doesn't fit any of Anthony Edwards' strong suits.
Yeah.
So like the way Malik and Cat were shooting, I just didn't know how they didn't take the last shot. But that's just my opinion. No, if it was the Lakers game, and we needed that shot, I would 100% give Ant free reign to do whatever he wanted, and I would be fine if he exactly did that because he was cooking that game. But it's you gotta if you're 3 for 15, you
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't love that shot.
yeah, but we do honestly, I do love the confidence there, and like that's what I love about Ant. Like the
Yeah,
fact that he's willing to take that shot as a rookie game winner. Are you kidding me? Like, come
yeah,
on.
that's
Like
awesome.
that's what you love to see in your player. He's gonna get better, he's gonna get smarter. But leading up to that shot is actually a play that I think is kind of getting overlooked, but I think Rubio's fadeaway in the paint. I think that play right there.
That lost us a possession and honestly could have lost us the game. Like we were up by we were up by 2 at that point, right?
Yep.
We're up by 2 at that point. 14 seconds left in the shot clock. Rubio takes a fadeaway jumper from the elbow when we could have just dished it out and ran some more pick and roll at the top. And
It just
he obviously didn't make it because he never makes those shots.
he
Not
made
not
one.
taking anything, not taking anything away from Rubio because he had a great game last night, 20 and 13. That's like prime Ricky Rubio, but you can't take that shot with that much time left in the shot clock.
Yeah, it just doesn't it I was just like, "What? Like, why would you shoot that shot?" It didn't make any sense. And it was just
No.
like, we coulda pulled it back out, ran a high pick and roll, and if he was feeling it, sure, he coulda got a shot, but, like, I feel like he coulda just got a better shot in that situation. And maybe if the shot clock is winding down and there's about 3 seconds left on the shot clock, fine. That's an okay shot because you had
Yeah.
to shoot it, but he didn't have to shoot it there. And right there, that's when I knew, I'm like, "Well, shit, there you go. They're gonna go up, they're gonna go down, tie it up."
And that was the tough part was just like the cat Ricky Rubio pick and roll was working so well. And like he was making most of the right decisions. He only turned it over a few times, but it just stinks. Like crunch time, he makes the wrong decision and he doesn't pass out. Like Cat wasn't open on the pop to the top of the key. They switched it well, but I think there was some double team help from Miles Turner, and at that point, you just got to kick it out to Malik. And I'd rather have a Malik Beasley contested three in the corner than a Ricky Rubio fading elbow jumper.
I'd rather have a Chris Jansen fading elbow jumper than a Ricky Rubio fading elbow jumper.
Those shots just don't go in.
Yeah, but